Till now, we have talked about, just like taking a quick recap, we have talked about all the APIs. We have talked about open networks and their configurations. And we have also talked about how the APIs are called in a very typical user, in a business transaction, and how those APIs are completely agnostic to the form at either end. So now there are various ways of implementing these APIs, right? One of the traditional ways of doing the APIs is, as I had mentioned earlier, you study the specifications on GitHub, define the scope, use cases, taxonomy, etc. Then you implement the core API, then you implement the domain specific APIs, protocol APIs, domain specific APIs, client UI, etc. You build that entire protocol stack. Then you submit your entire platform for certification. Then you get, once you get certified, you register your platform onto a particular registry, and then you subscribe to a particular a network on a periodic basis. So that's a traditional approach of doing how to become becoming backend enabled. While this is a very fantastic approach, while this is gives an enormous scope for imagination and information, right? Obviously, there are engineering overheads to it. Not everybody can simply do this, because they need an additional engineering overhead to actually become backend enabled, right? Now the question is that, is there a faster way to become backend enabled with very minimum engineering overhead? Okay, yes, there are faster ways of becoming backend enabled. One of those is called Beckn-in-a-box, right? Now, what is Beckn-in-a-box, right? It looks like the entire backend network is basically inside a box, right? What exactly does it mean, basically? So Beckn-in-a-box is nothing but a modular sort of integration framework. Okay, it's not a product. It can result in a product, but more than a product, it's more like an approach to building certain products on backend, right? Or to subscribe into certain products on backend. It's basically a integration framework that allows any network participant to quickly become backend enabled. Okay, by what? By either building or subscribing to a very specific modular APIs and services to plug into any network, basically. So third is basically at various levels of integration. So as you can see in the image in front of you, so the NP over here is basically a network participant. Okay, a network participant, okay, does not need to actually implement the entire protocol stack. He can simply use one of these boxes. Okay, and when I say box, it's not technically a hardware appliance. It's more of a packaging of softwares, okay, which allow any network participants to actually plug into a particular backend network, right, and quickly become backend enabled.